What's going on? So I am an Amazon affiliate, so please use my link in the description below if I did help you indeed buy this product. This is my nightly routine of cleaning all the bottles, 9 bottles, and voila, that's what it looks like. That's the capacity or limit per se. Thank you. Let's dive into it. Thank you so much for supporting me by utilizing my link. It's not going to cost you a dime. Appreciate you in advance. Let's get into it. So this is what you essentially get with the Papablic. This is the base heating element. That's the air drying portion of it. You get this piece, this piece, this piece, this piece. So what you do is you take this piece. You can tell everything's self-explanatory. This goes in here like so. And then this piece over here, you have an option. You could put like so, or you could put it like so. Now, doing it like this, where you leave extra room for the bottles, will allow 8-ounce bottles of Dr. Brown to fit in there perfectly. And then when you put this in here, like so, make sure it's on there on top. Put this on top of here, and this on top of here. Okay, so this is how I load it up. I usually have a designated area where I have bottles that need to be sanitized. I gave them a nice clean, you know, just a solid once over. Don't just rinse it. You could probably get away with it if you just had a clean bottle and you just fed the baby and you immediately went to the sink and you basically washed it, but like rinsed it. But listen, this is the real world. No one has time for that. So let's get down to it. Just use a scrubber, give it a once over and clean it and then put it in here. So let's do it. So let's go. These are 8-ounce bottles. Okay. That little like foggy spot in there is basically just condensated water, because I use hot water to clean them and it's still remnants of it. So you could probably fit like 3, 6, 9, maybe 12 bottles in here. So yeah, but as long as you are not obstructing the steam flow coming from the base all the way to the top, you're fine. Okay, so I'm going to take this, like I mentioned before, you have an option to put it on like so or like so. Now, given the fact that I have an 8-ounce bottle, I'm going to try putting it in and it's not going to fit. See that? Hence why I put it on like so. Bang. Then you want to put the nipples and whatever you have going on here. I like to put these like so. Again, I'm not obstructing the steam. Put these like so, like so, like so. The cap, like so. Okay, and even like syringes like so. But I'm not sure what the temperature rating on these are, so I'm just going to put these back and just hand wash them. Put the lid on. I like to put it on like so. There you go. And then what you do next is you fill it up all the way to where it says 130 milliliters. There we go. Now, let this be a lesson to everyone. So if you just rinse it, basically, see that brown stuff right there? That's Enfamil formula remnants, dried up. So Anything that you put in here, you want to just give it a once over of a nice scrub down, and that would prevent this. I just made this video to, well, I made this to show that you can't just rinse and put in here. You just need to like still wash it, but you know, make sure that you get every single crevice. That's it. That's all I have to say. Okay, so obviously I put more than just the 3 bottles, but yeah, this is pretty easy to utilize. Just put this piece on top of here, and you could use this or you could use mode. I usually just put in auto mode, and what that does is when you start it, basically the heating element where I put the water in starts heating up and turning that water into steam, and that steam goes up, you know, sterilizing everything, make sure everything's nice and closed, and it comes out through these vents. Now, the first 13 minutes, do not touch this whatsoever because it's steaming hot, and make sure that it's away from pretty much any cabinets, because what will happen is the steam will just hit that piece of furniture or whatever, and it'll condensate and it'll get wet, and it could create mold or whatever. It's not a good recipe. So yeah, this is initiating. Okay, so we're halfway in, and as you can see, it's all steaming up and condensating on top, and the steam's coming out, sterilizing everything. If I was to touch this, it would probably, yeah, it would burn me. But yeah, this is the cycle. It takes about 12 to 13 minutes, 12 minutes, and then afterwards it goes into like a 59-minute drying process, which I'll show next. Okay, so we're at 12 minutes. It's gonna kick into dry mode any second now. But yeah, this thing's steaming hot. It's doing what it's doing. Yeah, this is why I say it's essential that whenever you put bottles in, you don't block the flow of steam accumulating and sterilizing everything in there. Process in which steam sterilizes the bottles is by just essentially heat. 212 degrees is what's required to evaporate water, and yeah, that steam gets superheated, and I don't believe there's any bacteria, but that 0.01 or 0.1% can survive. But yeah, the sterilizer, you see, 12 to 13 minutes. The book says 12 minutes, but it sometimes goes to 13 minutes, but I'm just waiting for it to kick on. That is the indication that it's in sterilize mode, by the way. Ah, there we go. And that's drying mode for 60 minutes. And then after this, what ends up happening is when it fully completes its cycle, this will show 24 hours and it'll start ticking down, pretty much essentially telling you the last time whatever contents was in here was last sterilized, and I guess that's the appropriate time to utilize. So if it exceeds the 24 hours, you have to sterilize it again. I am Amazon affiliate. Please like, comment, subscribe, and if you do plan on purchasing this, please use my Amazon affiliated link in the description below. Thank you. So this is why they suggest that you use distilled water, because if you use any kind of other water, whether it's tap water or filtered water, yeah, you see those spots? These spots, basically these spots are there because there's always sediments inside water, and this is a heating plate, and when all the water evaporates, this is the remaining sediments that was inside the water. Now, distilled water has nothing in it. It basically has so much of nothing that it's actually unhealthy to drink because it has no electrolytes, etc. I personally don't use sink water. I use Zero Water, which is a water filtration system that actually leaves 0 parts per million of nothing in there. It even comes with a tester. I highly recommend it. And despite even using that, it still leaves this. But that's perfectly fine, because what you do next is you get some distilled vinegar and you just basically clean it off. It just comes off. See that? All gone. Clean it off. And there you go. I don't know what's up with the vinegar, but that's what I was told to do, and that's what I'm gonna stick to. I mean, I guess they don't want me using any kind of harsh chemical or cleaning compound to it, and I guess vinegar is a natural cleaning thing. So yeah, I mean, will it destroy the machine? No. But yeah, maintenance, upkeep, as you can see, that's what was left after I don't know how many cycles. I'm sure that if you were to use tap water, which is essentially unfiltered, depending on the state, water quality of your water system, I guess this would be a more reoccurring thing that you would have to do, but it's not that big of a deal.